Alright, another thing I would like to show you as you get into your finishing steps is you can see these appear to be creases along the body of and also where we've separated and added our geometry here. In this case, I combined these two meshes and welded verts. Now, in Maya, when you weld verts, that does not automatically trigger the normals being averaged. So in Maya, you have to do that as an extra step. So what you will do is come in here and select your faces, appear in normals. You'll come down here to average normals. Normalize before averaging. That's fine, that's fine. So go ahead and average normals, and you can see that I'm going to go to object mode. That averages out all of the normals and you get a nice smooth finish. Now, so if I select on my the body of my vehicle because of these creased edges here, and I go up here to normals, average normals, then what that does is it helps to eliminate that crease. But you can see that there's additional artifacting that happens as a result of that. And since we are smoothing, go ahead and smooth this surface, hitting the 3 on the keyboard, and you can see once it's smooth it doesn't show. However, it is an indicator that additional geometry is necessary in those areas. So while I have this selected, go over here, I can come in here and add an edge loop. Oops. That's what I want. Let's go ahead and add an edge loop right in here. And you can see that helps those normals read that area a little bit in low res. And I'm going to add one right in here. But as you can see, this goes in a direction that I don't want it to go, so I'll have to come back in here and modify that area. So now that when I smooth that, 3 on the keyboard, you can see that I'm getting a nice clean edge on that, and it still picks up plenty of light on the edge so it doesn't look like it's a hard cut surface. Let's grab my edge loop, which is already selected here. Come up here to edit mesh and slide edge tool. I just want to show you this tool, it's rather convenient. And with my middle mouse button down, I'm going to just slide that along the surface there to pull that out just a little bit so I can get a more rounded appearance to that area. So when I click the 3 key to subdivide that mesh, I can see now that it's not quite as sharp as it was. Alright, I'm cutting my door now. The way that I'm going to start is just by selecting and inputting another edge loop, and I'm looking at, let's see, the top of the door here. Yeah, this is really close. So with that, I'm going to right click, go up here and select my vertices. And I'm going to move along the normal to position that at the point where I want to cut the door. Okay. Now I think do here is snap that. Let's take another look at the image. It does appear to be straight down at this point. So it cuts straight in and then comes down, and these doors are a little curved on the top and the bottom where the hinges are. This is also curved. So I'm going to take that into consideration up here as well. Make sure I get that nice curve. Now the way that this is, it's require a little bit of work to bring that. I'm going to have to move that a little bit with the move tool. And so this is going to fall apart here. Let's go back to our side view. I'm going to need to round this area out a little bit. So I don't want to add a row of polys through here. So we're just going to define that up front with as few polys as possible, knowing that it's going to be subdivided. So I think what I'm going to do is let's cut that polygon. Do that again. G on my keyboard allows me to repeat the actions. Alright, I'll give this a try. I'm going to move that along the normal axis into position here. And I'm going to maintain that divide here and build it in also up here, because as I select those faces, actually, take that back, I'm just going to go ahead and connect that, because I will be taking that out of there. V key, snap. Okay, select both, weld, weld. Alright, I'm going to have something to take care of back here. After I get that into position. And it'll be easy to hide this back here. Bring it straight out and then hide it back in that back mesh there. I'm going to do the same thing down here to create a little additional geometry for that area. And see what cuts out. I'm not sure if this is the best alternative here yet, but I'll decide that when I get there. Okay, down here I can see the curvature of the door a little bit there, so we'll move these along the normal axes a little bit more. Alright. Since we are extracting this piece, we may not like what happens here, so we will figure that out when we get to it. Let's, for now, go ahead and extract our door. We're going to click on faces, come in here, get the faces that are associated with our door panel. And these faces right up in here are also associated with our door panel. These. Alright, the tops here. Looks like we have it all. There's a couple pieces down here. Alright, I think that's our door. Let's double check. Alright. Now, what we need to do to get that off there is come up here to edit mesh, mesh, extract. See if my settings are correct this time. Okay. So you can see that's now two separate pieces. That piece and that piece. So now, let's go ahead and go back to shaded mode and subdivide these to see what we have. Alright, and it looks like those particular cuts that we made are giving us the shape that we want. And this is that part, and it looks like there's something going on down here also that needs to be fixed. But for the most part, it appears that we have our door in place now.